FPStudents, would you stand to your feet and sing with us tonight? Come on. Let's lift our spirits together. Come on, sing it out. Waking up knowing there's a reason. All my dreams come alive. Life is for living. With you, I made my decision. You lift me up, fill my eyes with wonder. Forever young in your love, this freedom's untainted. With you, no moment is wasted. Come on, sing it out. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turns to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. Hey! This is living now. This is living now. You lead the way, God, you're right beside me. In your love, I'm complete. There's nothing like living with you. Cause I could create it. I choose. Come on! See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turns to color all around. All is new in the Savior I have found. Hey, this is living now. Oh, this is living now. You take me to be higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more. Come on, hands up. Hey. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turns to color all around. All is new in the Savior I am found. Sing it out. See the sun now bursting through the clouds, black and white, turns to color all around. All is new. And this is living now. This is living now. You take me higher than I've been before. It's your perfect love that sees me soar. God, your freedom is an open door. You are everything I want and more. And come on, give him praise. Holy Spirit, refresh me, Lord. Sing this out. As the Spirit was moving over the water, Spirit, come move over us. Come rest on us. Come rest on us. As the Spirit was moving over the water, Spirit, come move over us. Come rest on us. Come rest on us. So come down, Spirit, when you move, you make my heart pound. When you fill the room, you're here and I know you are moving. I'm here and I know you will fill me. Come down, Spirit, when you move, you make my heart pound. When you fill the room, you're here and I know you are moving. I'm here and I know you will fill me.
Students, we are so glad you are here. My name is Steve Kerr, and man, oh man. Hey, real quick, do this. Everybody stand up. I want to hear some noise real quick. Just stand up. If you were at one conference this past weekend, I want to hear you make some noise. Come on, make some noise for one conference. Yes, that is it. It was awesome. I pray, believe that you had an amazing time at one conference. Welcome to FP Students. We're so glad you are here. Hey, a little bit of information that I want to share with you. First is kind of important. Before I give that to you, let me just say, if you are a teenager, 6th through 12th grade, exploring faith, trying to figure out, this is the perfect place for you to do that. This is a place where we want to have dialogue, conversations, ask questions. So please, the only thing that you need to do is show up to experience God, to have something amazing happen in your life. Number 2, listen real quick, March 16th. Everybody look at your neighbor and say March 16th. Pellissippi campus, we will not have students that night. That's right, it's spring break, and so we're going to take a pause. March 16th, we'll be here next week, and then the following week is the Wednesday that we will take off, but then we'll come back that next week, and it's going to be amazing. But check it out. That's a little bit of a sour note, but let me give you this one. Everybody, shh, I got to tell you this. It's a secret, so lean in. Movement is coming. That's right. Hey, movement is coming the last weekend of July. You can sign up right now. We're going to be doing some amazing giveaways from now until then. Listen to me. You are not going to want to miss out on movement. And this is the perfect event for you to invite a friend. Bring a friend. We have scholarships available. If you have a friend that needs help experiencing movement, please help them, help us get connected, and invite them to movement. God is doing some amazing things here at Faith Promise, and you students are all about that life. So let's do this. Let's all stand up. Let's get ready to give God our best worship and make some noise. Let's go, students.
Voices to Jesus because he's so worthy. So let's sing this together. We sing, we'll lift our eyes. And we will lift our eyes, and we won't fear the fight. And there is one who's stronger, and hard pressed on each side, and we will not lose sight of the one who's greater. Come on, lift your voice. And one name holds every victory. One voice that silences the enemy. Yeah. One King who reigns for all eternity. Jesus.
On the count of three, I'm really curious. I want to hear more about your gifts. So on the count of three, I want you to shout out one of your gifts are that you discovered this weekend. What are one of your spiritual gifts? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dang, we are a gifted group of people. Go ahead and turn to the person next to you and say, you're gifted. Go ahead and turn to the person next to you on the other side and say, dang. All right, well, hey, how do we feel about dating? Yeah, that was awkward. That was awkward. Talking about dating can feel really awkward. But guess what we're doing tonight? Talking about dating, that's right. Who's excited? All right, well, hey, bring it in. We are all on a journey to finding the one. I have watched almost every rom-com that's ever existed. The amazing ones, the legendary ones, the ones that are garbage, and especially the Hallmark ones. So I would like to consider myself, an expert on what it would look like. I could even write a book about finding the one. And I started developing this craft when I was in middle school. You know, you gotta spend some time. You got about 10,000 hours to become a professional. So my family and I, we took a trip and we went to the Wilderness Water Park Hotel in the great state of Wisconsin. Beautiful place. And I packed my very best outfits. I made sure I had everything I needed to make my hair look just right. I made sure I had my mascara, my very favorite kind, from Walgreens. Went and bought it myself. Very bougie at the time. But I wanted to make sure that if I saw someone, that they were going to see me. You know what I'm saying? There was going to be no way they were going to miss me. Even at the pool. I had my hair done. It was perfect. Had my makeup. I wouldn't even go swimming because I didn't want to mess up my look. Because I knew. I had learned that if I was going to find the one, I had to look the part. I had to look the part. I knew I had been raised to know that, like, I was going to have this really cute meet cute. All right, I was going to have this moment where I would see him across the water park, and he would be coming down the slide, and his hair would float back, and the lights would come down, and the same thing would obviously be happening for me, for him, right? And we would have this moment, and I met this guy. I know, I looked amazing. His name was Luke, and we exchanged numbers. And that's when you had to pay for every text message you sent. And so I ran out of text for the month, texting him, which was super awkward because I didn't get to send a reply. But when the next month came, I sent a response and found out that he had started to talk to my best friend Marissa, and they started dating. So I introduced them, which is awesome. He turned out to not be my one. We can all cry together about that, but I have recovered. And we're gonna be okay. Yeah, we love Josh. But that's not what we're talking about. I love you, babe. We are talking about dating, but I wanna make sure that we all get on the same page. Because honestly, for you guys, dating could be an out of term, like a term that you don't really use anymore, like outdated. Okay, maybe you call it hanging out. Maybe you guys have an incredible snap streak. Maybe they moved out of state, but you still FaceTime every single day. There are all these different ways that we define dating, but for us tonight and in this series over the next 2 weeks, this is what dating's gonna mean. Can I get a thumbs up? All right, we're all listening. This is what dating's gonna mean. Being in a relationship, whatever that looks like, when the other person means more than just being a good friend. Okay? So when we say dating, that's what we're talking about. So maybe for you, you're in a place and you're like, dang, I'm looking for the one. I'm just looking for someone. Anyone. Would not recommend frequenting water parks. Maybe you're looking for someone that maybe you're interested to it, you're open to the idea, but you really haven't found someone that kind of meets what you're looking for. It hasn't met those standards or crossed off all the things on the list. Maybe the person you're interested in isn't interested in you yet. Anybody else? Maybe your version of the one is different than what your parents think is okay. The list that they would have. Maybe your idea of dating the one is just for fun. You guys are just hanging out, making memories, having a good time. Maybe you have a growing list of requirements for what that person needs to be. Maybe you're really in a place where you're not really thinking about dating, you don't really care about dating, that's for the future, you don't really want to date, maybe you feel like you should date. We have a lot of us in the room, and I get that. And that can make it challenging to talk about something, but I don't want to lose you, okay? I want you to tune in, because here's why. If it's not happening now, it'll probably happen in your future. And here at FPStudents, it matters to us to help you not just navigate your world now, but think about your future. That's right, we help you at FPStudents. Can I get an amen? Here's what I also want to warn you about, because I was a church kid. I sat in your seat from 6th through 12th grade. And what I don't want you to tune me out, I'm not another church person, maybe in your minds, maybe you've had an experience, maybe you have an expectation, that's gonna stand up here and give you outdated advice, tell you all the things not to do, draw all the lines. I'm not here to convince you to do that. What I'm here to do is to help you navigate how to do it well. So I'm gonna say that one more time. My goal tonight, and through this series, is not to tell you to not date, is not to shame you if you're in a relationship, if you've already been in a relationship, and some things that you've already chosen to do. My job, my privilege, what God's asked me to do tonight is to help you date well. All right? Here's what I also want to recognize. There are going to be moments tonight that may be uncomfortable, maybe you don't relate to, you're not connecting. And it's way easy when that's happening to become distracted. Me too. When I'm watching a video and I'm not connecting with it, swipe. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to invite you to tune in. And if that's not for you, to focus right here and allow the people around you to hear this if they want to hear it. Sound good? Say okay? All right, are we ready to jump in? Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, 6th grade boys. Who's heard of the book of Proverbs? Okay, all right, so we know a little bit about Proverbs. A lot of our Proverbs were written by King Solomon. Has anyone ever heard of King Solomon? Awesome, good. We have talked about him at FPStudents before, so I'm glad to hear that. God gave King Solomon early in his life wisdom to lead his people. He was a king, and so God was like, hey, Solomon, what can I give you? And Solomon could have asked for anything, and he asked for wisdom. He asked for an understanding, for a knowledge to lead his people. Now, here's the thing about Solomon. Just because he had the wisdom didn't mean he always used it, right? Just because we know the right thing to do doesn't mean we're actually doing it. Just because we find ourselves in a situation where we know what the right answer is doesn't mean we always choose that way. And we've got some real people with real problems in the Bible, so that's what we're connecting with today. So we're going to be looking at Proverbs 24:27. And just hold on, because we're going to go on a little trip together. It might not make sense, but I thought we'd have some fun today, okay? So we're looking at chapter 24, verse 27. It says, put your outdoor work in order and get your fields ready. After that, build your house. Abby, you just spent the last 5 minutes telling us about dating, and now we're building a house? I know. But hey, we like to have fun at FPStudents, and I like to throw in some curveballs, so we're going to talk this out. It might sound like it's just advice for building a house, and honestly, it would be a pretty good idea to write down if you plan on building a house, but remember what I told about Solomon. He was given wisdom by God. And so he notes this down. This is something that the Lord has helped him to navigate. So this is his to-do list to building a house. Get your land ready, and then build it. So hold up, number 1. Say, get your land ready. And number 2, build it. Get your land ready and build it. Why is that so important? Well, it is critical to building a strong foundation if you're going to build a house. You have to prepare for what's going to come up ahead. We live in Tennessee. Does everyone live in Tennessee? Yes. I'm concerned for some of you. We all live in Tennessee, and we have mountains, right? So we have hills. Some of our roads are just crazy. I've learned a lot about what it looks like to build a strong house because I bought one. And if you don't have a firm foundation, you can have a crack in your foundation, your whole house can crumble. If you don't have a firm foundation, a lot of water can be coming into your house and completely destroy the base of your house, and your house will crumble. If your house is crumbling, all this stuff inside is getting ruined. And hopefully you're not there, because if your house is crumbling and you're there. So it is so important to prepare to build a foundation. But we don't always do that, right? We know a big test is coming up. Anybody have a test this week? Anybody study for that test yet? Those hands go down. Yes. How about for driver's exam? For taking that driving test, you have hours and things that are recommended, but no one gets all those hours. Right? We have a conversation coming up with a friend. We want to bring something up to them like, hey, you did this and it hurt my feelings. Do we practice that conversation? Do we ask for wisdom? No. We go into it guns blazing and we hope for the best. It's human nature to take the easy road. But I want you to think about this for a second. If you wanted to play Jenga today, I'm sorry, I needed to borrow it. So if we're thinking about building the Jenga, you want to make sure that it is a good base, right? What's the key to winning Jenga? Yep. Get good. I like that. All right. So think about this way. Think about this way. If we approach dating like this, where we swipe right, where we just DM somebody that looks cool, looks kind of nice. If we don't consider the kind of people they're hanging out with, you see where we're going with this? I did practice this and it did go better than that. And we start building this foundation and we're not thinking about and preparing and going in and considering the person that we're talking to. And we look at this tower, and then when things start to get kind of iffy, when questions start to come up that you're not sure, and you're starting to like kind of pull things out and starting to learn, this is not going to go well, right? Am I winning this game of Jenga? No. We don't have a good foundation. We didn't prepare. We didn't think about what was going to be built on this. We didn't think about what was coming after. We know that this isn't stable. We can't rely on this. So we got to apply Solomon's wisdom, his guide to home building, to dating. So stick with me. If you haven't quite gotten there, that's okay. I'm here for the slow ones. Let's think about it this way, okay? We're building this firm foundation. You stack them, they're even, they're together, right? They're going in different ways. We're considering how, we have any engineers in the house? Anybody love math, science? Yeah, I see those hands. That's right, we like building things we know. I think this is called like something smart. I'm not an engineer, I'm a student pastor. When we start to build a foundation like this isn't going anywhere. If I start to pull something out like this, something comes up, that's okay. We got the rest of the structure holding it together because we've prepared a foundation. We thought about it and we can continue building on it. So here's the thing, FP students, when we think of dating, what we have to consider is that becoming the one is more important than finding the one. Becoming the one is more important than finding the one. And that might be a new thought to a lot of you. And the truth is, that doesn't come naturally. It didn't come natural to me. I spent a lot of years of my life getting ready, showing up in places, looking around. Especially in my adult life, checking like, do they have a ring on? Put that in your back pocket for later. The problem is that we spend so much time thinking about what that other person needs before we think of what we need to be doing, becoming the one. So we're going to look somewhere else in Scripture and kind of flesh this out. What does this really look like? Has anyone heard of 1 Corinthians 13? It's the love chapter. Yeah, a lot of us maybe have heard it at a wedding. This is written by the Apostle Paul. We talk about him a lot. To the church in Corinth. So I'm going to read this to you. You guys ready? 13. 1 Corinthians 13. Love never fails. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. That list sounds pretty good. A love like that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if a conflict comes up? You have a fight. If you hear about some drama, you hear some gossip, and you have a love like that where you can trust and depend on it. You can go back to it and rest on it. You don't feel like you have to keep defending yourself when it comes to these relationships. But the truth is, like, when we do that for ourselves, when we think of what it looks like to be that kind of love, how are we becoming the one for someone else looking for the one? Right? I like to read it like this. Abby is patient. Abby is kind. Abby does not envy. Abby does not boast. Abby is not proud. Abby does not dishonor, and so on and so on. The truth is, learning to demonstrate these kind of qualities, they're going to matter not just in those romantic relationships and those dating relationships, but they're going to matter in all of our relationships. When it comes to dating, we create a list, right? Has anyone ever created a list of things? No one's ever been told that. Maybe that's some old school stuff too. But this is what my small group leader told me. He said, hey, Abby, before you just go and start dating anybody, I want you to think about that kind of person. Like, who are you looking for, right? And so these are some of the things on my list, that they're funny. I love to laugh. I love to have fun, right? So they were attractive. They love tacos as much as I do. That's key. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else are we going to eat? They're patient. They're smart. They like to dance, because I like to dance. They're athletic. We like to have fun outside. They go to church. They're taller than me. If you know, you know. Thank you. So we set out to find this person, right? Whether you've written down a list or not, we all have this idea of who that person should be for us. Those things all benefited me. Tacos are my favorite food, so they better like my favorite food. I like to dance. I don't want to be left on the dance floor by myself. If they're going to be my one. You know, you're going out and you're looking and you're thinking, okay, they're cute, but maybe they won't like a goats as much as I do. You start using that list as a filter for how you're connecting. But FP students, what if we did it this way? What if we thought about it not about what that person can do for us, but how we are preparing ourselves for them? And not just for them, but for everybody. What would it look like if we were the friend that was patient and was kind, that does not envy, that does not boast? What if we spent as much time preparing to be a good friend as we did complaining about why our friends aren't doing things for us? Because at the end of the day, FP students, that's what love is. It's serving others. And I know every single one of you that walked into this room, no matter where you are trying to figure out dating, wants to be loved. But we can be that love for one another. We don't have to find that in dating relationships. That's all I'm going to say about it. I want to look back here. Look at me, I'm adjusting it because I like it to be perfect, right? I want it to stand tall. I want to work on being more patient and kind so that people can depend on me to be patient and kind. And it doesn't matter how many different ways that I practice that, I keep growing and I keep building. And I know that because of the foundation, because of the work I've done down here, I can keep living life. I can keep growing. I can keep developing relationships. I can keep inviting people in. And no matter what happens, whatever storm comes to shake this, whatever someone does to me, lets me down in a relationship, breaks up with me, talks about me behind my back, stabs me in the back, I can still choose to be patient, and I can still choose to be kind, because this foundation, I've done the work to prepare. So as we wrap up, I want to talk about what that looks like. We kind of started a little bit of that work this weekend at one conference when we were starting to discover who God created us to be, right? That gave us some things that we can work on, and then you applied that to an action plan. You said, this is who I am, and this is how I'm gonna live it out. So we can apply that same thing to preparing our land. Has anyone built a sandcastle before? Yeah, awesome, we love the beach. I forgot, we're in Tennessee, that's what we do for vacation. When you go to build a sandcastle, you know it's important to be away from the water, right? You're scoping out what's the best spot. You're making sure that the base is flat. You're building it up. You're making sure that there's wet sand, that it's firm together. You're preparing. Not just so that it looks good, but so that your work, the work that you poured into it, it stays. It doesn't go anywhere. And so how do we become more patient and more kind? How do we live out this love, not just in our dating relationships, but in our life? It looks like thinking about who you want to become. Who do you want to be? How are you being that one that someone's looking for? One of the things that I'm trying to work on this year specifically is I'm trying to ask more questions instead of making so many assumptions, right? Because out of my assumptions, when I go into a situation with my friends or with my sister or whatever, I'm not being patient because I already know the answer and what they need. So instead, I want to try to grow in love, and so what I've done is I want to be more patient. And so that action step that I took was I'm going to ask more questions, because when I ask questions, I actually get to the root of what people need. That's love. It's not about what they can do for me. It's not about the kind of friend they are, or what Josh does that serves me, that makes me feel loved. In order for me to be love and to live that out, I'm taking a step to be more patient. So you can think about your list, but instead of making the list for the person that you want to find, make a list of who you want to be found. I want to be kind. I want to be passionate. I want to be excited. I want to be driven. I want to be patient. I don't want to boast. If you need a list of things to work through, go ahead and look at 1 Corinthians 13, and then this is what that looks like. Choose one and say, this is what that's going to look like for me. Maybe for you, you need to think before you speak. You just need to take a quiet moment. Check your emotions. And then this is the key part. Are you guys ready for the key part? Are you ready? Tell someone about it. Tell your group leader. Tell a friend. It's that accountability. That's why we had you write on those cards at one conference, so that we follow up with you and say, hey, you said you were going to do this, let's do it. Because FP students, it doesn't matter. We can say we're going to do all these things, but if we don't actually do them, then what are we really getting together for? We can sit and talk, we'll get together next week, but if we don't change from here until next week, if we don't invite God into what we're doing, if we don't ask someone to say, hey, I want to get better, I want to grow, then we're missing it. And here's what I saw this weekend. Here's what I know about you, FP students. Lean in. Not for real, lean in. You're going to change the world. And I know that we all know what that looks like right now. And what we're hearing that the world is going to end up being, whether you're hearing that from TikTok, whether you're hearing that from the news, whether you're hearing that from people that are speaking over you, listen to me. You can stand up in those gifts. You can lean into who God created you to be And you can choose to be love. And you're not just gonna have the best dating relationships in your friend group and in your school and in your community. You're gonna be known as the person that people come to and say, how are you doing that? People leave you better. People come and interact with you and they're better. How are you doing that? And you just get to answer, I'm learning how to love. So I want to encourage you as you're on this journey of figuring out dating. And it is a journey. And you're gonna mess up. And you're gonna make mistakes. Because we all do. Remember that it's not about finding the one. It's about becoming the one that loves people better than anyone else. Try to outlove each other. And let's make that the most important thing as we navigate through this dating series. So I wanna leave that there, and I wanna step into something else. If you're trying to figure out how to do this without a relationship with Jesus, here's what I'm gonna tell you. People are gonna let you down. I'm using this as an example. I don't need any cheering. I'm getting married in 78 days, and it's gonna be awesome. But what I know and how I know that Josh and I are gonna make it is that I'm not the most important thing to him. God is. I don't make him the happiest. He doesn't look to me to love him the most and make his day better. He looks to me to point him back to God. And if I could leave you with anything tonight, is that if you are pursuing relationships, if you are pursuing friendships to fill that in you, you're gonna leave disappointed. Because only he can satisfy your desire to be loved and to need him. So if you haven't started that relationship with Jesus, I want to give us an opportunity to do that. And this is what this means. I'm going to tell you the gospel. If you haven't heard it before, it's going to be really simple. We live in a really broken, messed up place. It wasn't designed this way. God created it to be perfect. And then this thing called sin came into the world, and it destroyed everything. It destroyed people and their relationships with each other. It destroyed the world and the relationship that we have with the creation and the things around us, and it destroyed our relationship with God, who created us and knows exactly what we need. But he loved us so much that he said, I can't leave this broken. I can't leave them hurting. I can't leave them lonely. I can't leave them lost. I can't leave them purposeless. I have to go to them. And he sent his son Jesus. And that's what we talk about a lot at FPStudents. That's what this book is about. So that when we look at ourselves in the mirror, when we're looking for the one, and we keep getting disappointed, we can know that, but we're perfectly loved. And that love doesn't change. Because God's love doesn't change for us. And so in those moments that you think that finding the one is everything, that if you just find that one person, everything will be better, it's not going to satisfy you. It's going to let you down. But a relationship with Jesus, he's going to be your everything. And you'll never be alone. And you'll never be forgotten. And you won't be lost. So I'm going to give you an opportunity right now to pray and accept him and to invite him into your heart. And it's just a simple prayer. You're going to repeat after me. Go ahead and bow your head, close your eyes. And this just you coming into a relationship with Jesus saying like, hey, I know what my life looked like, and I don't want to be lonely anymore. I want to be loved by you. So go ahead and repeat after me, FPStudents. Jesus, I'm sorry. I messed up, but I don't want to do it anymore. On my own isn't working. I want to know more about your love. I want to know you. I want to live for you. Come into my heart. Lead my life. I I want to follow you. We pray this in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. All right. Hey, if you prayed, yes. If you prayed with Pastor Abby, we would love to know that so we could come alongside you. What do we want to do right now? You know, one of the things that we like to do here at Faith Promises, have fun. And who could walk away from one conference without doing something a little bit special? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to stay in your seat real quick, do me a favor, and welcome my friend Alex. Everybody give Alex a round of applause. Come on out, Alex. Yes. The G is here. So here's what I'm going to ask you to do. I'm going to ask everybody to listen to Alex as he gives us some instructions for an amazing game that we're going to win an amazing prize. Right, Alex?
Right.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so you guys have heard of the game rock, paper, scissors. I would really hope you have. Otherwise, you must be living underneath a rock or something.
It's good.
Okay, so this game is a remake of that game, okay? It's called Biggest Fan.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ooh.
So it's a twist. After you lose, you're not just sitting down back at your seat.
Okay.
Whenever you lose, you now turn into your partner's biggest fan.
Oh.
And by the end of it, we're going to have a big showcase. And so every single time that you lose, by the time that you guys get up here for the Final Four, we're going to have a ton of people just absolutely going crazy. But there's another fun, exciting fact about this game.
Da-na-na.
Leaders, go ahead and hand them out. We got some, what do we call them?
Thunder sticks.
Thunder sticks.
Thunder sticks.
So you guys have seen them at basketball games. Listen. Do not start using them until after you lose, okay?
You guys will find an opponent in your section. Whoever loses becomes the fan of the winner. Thunder sticks up. Alex, I think they like the thunder sticks, Alex.
I think they like them. That group over there is really liking them.
You might have a bunch of fans now, Alex.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's going to be crazy.
I love it. What about this section right here?
Hey, you guys are already rowdy.
They're rowdy.
Okay, so listen.
No beating each other.
Listen up. Pause. Listen. Okay. All right. Listen, we're going to start the first round, okay? Listen up. They're not going to listen. All right, we're going to start the first round. After you win in your section, please come up to the front, and your group is going to cheer you on stage. We got a big prize, okay? You guys ready? Find a partner.
Everybody
Find
stand
a partner.
up. Everybody stand
up. Stand up.
Stand up. Find a partner.
Find a partner to play rock, paper, scissors.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Rock, paper, scissors. Paper, scissors. If you lose, follow the winner around. Yeah. Please refrain from beating your friend with the sticks. No fighting. I love it. Who's winning? Find someone else. You got to find another person. You got to find a person. You gotta find,
hey, who's winning over here?
You got to find a person.
Let's see it. Who's winning? Ava's winning? Let's see it. Let's see who you facing off against.
Who's the winner in this section?
Is this your section? You've already won?
All right, you got, come
Everybody
on, come
through the
forward.
back.
Who's the winner here? Who's the winner? Who's the winner? And no beating each other. Who's the winner? Who we got? He's the winner. All right. Hey, we got 2 over here.
You got 2?
Got 2.
Uh-oh.
Woo! Give me the winner. Who's the winner?
Hey, what's your name, man? Chase? Okay.
You got to be the winner of your section. Come around and go up those stairs.
James, I got you. Good job.
All right, yeah.
Hey, you got to play against her right here.
Come on. That way. Go that way. If you're the winner. The stairs.
Hey, who's going right here? Let's see it.
Oh, I love it, Alex. I love it.
Hey, there we go. I see it.
All right, Alex. We got 2 winners right here. You ready to let them battle? Let's get it, bro. All right. Brad.
Let's see it. Who's the winner right here? Who's the winner? Hey, he's the winner? He's the winner? Bring him up. Bring him up. Hey, you're gonna come up on stage. Come down here.
Who's the winner?
Hey, I need you guys to cheer him on.
Come on. Hey, come on. Come
Cheer
on.
him on.
Come
Yeah.
on. Come on. Hey, 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 hey.
I don't know either.
Him.
We're gonna find out.
Oh, come on this way. Back up. Back up. All right, come on. Come on. Come on.
All right.
All right, Alex.
Do we have any winners left over here? Any more
Alex,
winners?
come on.
You're a winner?
Come on. Come on. Come on.
He's a winner? All right, come up
We
over here.
got two
Come
over
on
here. You can send them over that way.
Okay.
We need two over there. Two over there. Two people over there. You guys hang tight.
This is great.
Wow.
I love this.
Wow.
I love this.
All right, come on.
I love this.
Hey.
All right.
We got four. We need two. That's just it. Two more. One more. One more. One more. All right.
One more.
You two pair up right
Who's
here.
the winner?
You two right here.
Right there? Come on.
You two right here. You two right here. Back
We
up
got-
a little bit.
we
Hey,
got
hey,
one
back
more
up.
coming.
Come on this way. Come on. Right here.
Come on up. Come on up.
Hey, you and you, and then you. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. And you right here. All right. Shh. Hey, 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 hey. All right, calm down.
All right.
Calm down. All right, you guys ready? Rock. Hey, you two.
All right, here we
battle
go.
each
We're
other.
going to face
Rock,
off
paper,
right here.
scissors.
Face off right here.
Ready?
You guys
rock,
face
paper,
off.
One,
We're
two,
going to do rock,
three.
paper, scissors.
1, 2,
Here we
3.
go. You guys
Oh,
are fake
you're
off.
gone. That way, dude.
Hey,
Go
here
on.
we go.
Here. You're his fan. Stay
You ready?
here.
You ready?
Ready? Put your things
All right.
down. Put them down. Ready?
You'll face
Rock,
off
paper,
right here. This is your opponent.
All right,
You're
you
about to
stay.
go right now. Are you
and
ready? Are you ready?
You guys go.
Here we go. You guys
gotta
go
that
right
way.
now.
Go on.
You guys
All
go.
right, hang tight. Hang
Yeah.
tight.
Rock,
Hang
paper,
tight.
scissors, shoot. You won?
Awesome. About those two right there.
All right, you guys already went? All right, let's see. We got the last four.
Oh, we got 4. You
We
ready?
got the last 4.
2 versus 2.
Hey, give it up. Give it up if you think he's gonna win. Who thinks he's gonna win? What about her? What about her?
Make some noise.
My man Josiah right here. Give it up.
Eddie!
We got Eddie right here.
Yeah!
All
All right,
right.
start them over there,
Here we go.
Alex.
You guys got to face off at the same time.
Same time.
Here we
You
go.
ready? Ready?
On my mark. Rock,
John,
paper, scissors, shoot.
Ready? They win.
Did you win? Here we go. You guys got to go.
He won,
Rock,
didn't he?
paper, scissors,
Good job,
shoot.
Eddie. Thank you. Josiah, the winner.
Hey.
Right here we go. Here we go.
Here we
Hey,
go.
I'm going to go get the prize.
All right.
I'm going to go get the prize.
Here we go. Here we go. You ready for this moment? Are you ready for this moment? What prepared you for this moment?
I don't know. I just got lucky.
Why do you feel
You
so
got
prepared
this,
for this
bro.
moment?
You got this. Go in.
Because I just got a lot of people out.
Okay. All right. Here we go. It's time for our face-off. We got a big prize coming. All right. You guys ready?
Come
Rock,
on.
paper, scissors, shoot. Reset.
Ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! The winner!
Hey, here's
your
your-
prize,
here's your-
bro! Make some noise! Yeah. Hey, we love you guys so much. High school students at the small group. Middle school students drag the grandstands. We'll see you back next week. Appreciate it. My man. Please refrain from hitting people. Please refrain from hitting people. We don't hit people. High school students, you're going to small group. Middle school students, grandstands. If we find you hitting people with your thunder stick, we will take them from you.